Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are and what time you're watching this. This is Katannya Alven speaking from London, and we've got President Donald Trump speaking at the 74th United Nations Assembly in New York. And I will play some of this. So I think it's a wonderful speech. I will put the link in the description box. Let me thank all these people that have made comments and liked and shared my videos. They're a bit scarce at the moment, just because there's a lot to go, a lot I'm doing of packing, and I've been here just over 8 years, and it's quite I've done an amazing amount, and so there's a lot of things that I have that I'm put in store. So we'll see where I will be next. Here we go.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, Mr. Secretary General, distinguished delegates, ambassadors, and world leaders. 7 decades of history have passed through this hall in all of their richness and drama. Where I stand, the world has heard from presidents and premiers at the height of the Cold War. We have seen the foundation of nations. We have seen the ringleaders of revolution. We have beheld saints who inspired us with hope, rebels who stirred us with passion, and heroes who emboldened us with courage, all here to share plans, proposals, visions, and ideas on the world's biggest stage. Like those who met us before, our time is one of great contests, high stakes, and clear choices. The essential divide that runs all around the world and throughout history is once again thrown into stark relief. It is the divide between those whose thirst for control deludes them into thinking they are destined to rule over others, and those people and nations who want only to rule themselves. I have the immense privilege of addressing you today as the elected leader of a nation that prizes liberty, independence, and self-government above all. The United States, after having spent over $2.5 trillion since my election to completely rebuild our great military, is also by far the world's most powerful nation. Hopefully, it will never have to use this power. Americans know that in a world where others seek conquest and domination, our nation must be strong in wealth, in might, and in spirit. That is why the United States vigorously defends the traditions and customs that have made us who we are. Like my beloved country, each nation represented in this hall has a cherished history, culture, and heritage that is worth defending and celebrating, and which gives us our singular potential and strength. The free world must embrace its national foundations. It must not attempt to erase them or replace them. Looking around and all over this large, magnificent planet, the truth is plain to see. If you want freedom, take pride in your country. If you want democracy, hold on to your sovereignty. And if you want peace, love your nation. Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots. The future belongs to sovereign and independent nations who protect their citizens, respect their neighbors, and honor the differences that make each country special and unique. It is why we in the United States have embarked on an exciting program of national renewal. In everything we do, we are focused on empowering the dreams and aspirations of our citizens. Thanks to our pro-growth economic policies, our domestic unemployment rate reached its lowest level in over half a century. Fueled by massive tax cuts and regulations cuts, jobs are being produced at a historic rate. 6 million Americans have been added to the employment rolls in under 3 years. Last month, African American, Hispanic American, and Asian American unemployment reached their lowest rates ever recorded. We are marshaling our nation's vast energy abundance, and the United States is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world. Wages are rising, incomes are soaring, and 2.5 million Americans have been lifted out of poverty in less than 3 years. As we rebuild the unrivaled might of the American military, we are also revitalizing our alliances by making it very clear that all of our partners are expected to pay their fair share of the tremendous defense burden which the United States has borne in the past. At the center of our vision for national renewal is an ambitious campaign to reform international trade.
I'm going to leave it there. I will put, it's a wonderful speech. We've just touched on it. It goes on for 38 minutes. It's wonderful. So it's going to be in the description box. But it occurred to me while I was listening to this that I want to show you or talk about briefly who set up the United Nations. Any of you who might have heard some of my videos before, and I've talked about the Committee 300. The Committee 300 was set up in 1891 by Cecil Rhodes of the Rhodesia and the diamond mines and huge wealth he had, and also gold mines. Rothschild of the time, and Lord Balfour. Probably others, but those were the three main people that set up the Committee 300. Now, recently on one of Daddy Dragon's videos, he talked about the Fabian Society, and the Fabian Society was set up before the Committee 300. So my feeling is that actually there was quite a few Fabians, or that the idea of the Committee 300 came out of the Fabian Society. I don't know that for a fact, and obviously research can inform me of that, which I've not yet done. But what did the Committee 300 establish? Right, I've found this in the best search engine for putting Committee 300 in is duckduckgo.com. So here we've got the Committee 300, and now we've got the UN and all subsidiaries, the US National Reconnaissance Office, most secret, Permindex, that's MI6, England's intelligence, and ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. Then under here we've got the Bilderberg group, we've got the Round Table, the Trilateral Commission, or the CFR, Council on Foreign Relations. Coming back here, we've got the British East India Company, we've got the Dutch East India Company, and China and opium are there by the side of that. We've got the Royal Institute for Internal Affairs, and from it's rather small, and from that we've got the Aspen, can't read that, Canadian Institute. We've got the Tavistock Institute. There is a better one, and I've not been able to find it, and it's a bit late, it's midnight, and I must put the light out in a minute. Tavistock Institute, 1921, and that's just down the road. Tavistock was in Devon, a place in Devon, and that's where Hitler went for mind control, apparently. And now the Tavistock Institute is just down the road from Hampstead, where I am. So we've got the Brookings Institute, National Training Laboratories, and here we've got Kissinger, Rand, Club of Rome. Club of Rome was the club that was set up to destroy America. We've got the CIA, MK Ultra, above that the Stanford Research Institute, Harvard Psychiatric Clinic, Princeton Institute for Advanced Studies, and I know in the one that I've normally look at, we've got IF, the CIA, Interpol, MI6, MI5, things like that. And so really this flowchart gives you an idea of the connectivity that actually is behind everything. And of course, pre-Committee 300, you had very much you had in 1776, you had the Illuminati that was set up. So it's very important to actually understand the sources of these things, because it really was about creating a one world government. Very recently I came across on, in fact it was this morning that I came across, and this was on a regular site I go on to, which is operationdisclosure1.blogspot.com. I will put that in the description box as well. And I came across, I normally go on to Restored Republic via GCR, and that's today's date, but I came across Rinus Vegan, the key for Brexit. Well, being a Brit, I decided I would look at that, and I will put this in the information as well, because there's some very interesting information here. He goes on to write, "Dear Boris Johnson and Donald J. Trump, best POTUS ever. If you're really motivated to deliver Brexit, I have the key for you, according to your valid legal system. The Netherlands is one of the founders of the NWO, the New World Order Project, the EU. From May the 13th, 1940, no longer has a legal constitution, but is also no longer a kingdom from that date, according to the then valid constitution of the Netherlands, Article 21, as of 1940. Now, some of you will remember that I've referred to the New World, or the One World government, One World satanic government, and I've expressed that the EU was the centre core of this. Well, this is quite clear. Here is the evidence. But it's within this, after this letter, just to Boris and President Donald Trump. So the weak link is the criminal fake king and his Hitler cabinet, which was introduced on 18th of May 1940 by Adolf Hitler and taken over by the former ex-Queen Wilhelmina. This means that all laws or treaties that have been signed by the Netherlands worldwide are not legally valid due to the crime of the former royal family and the cabal government on the basis of the Hitler cabinet by Mark Rutte. The deception of the Netherlands means that the EU is not legally valid for all member countries. I will read that again. The deception of the Netherlands means that the EU, European Union, is not legally valid for all member countries. You can invoke this where your own parliament will not and cannot have any input. All information can be found on the blog, and there is the link to the blog. Seen from a technical point of view, the Netherlands does not exist, according to the fake Queen Maxima. In that case, the treaties that the EU has made possible are not legally valid either. I sincerely hope that I have been able to help you with this information in order to invalidate the fascists' EU. It is only by questioning the validity of the EU on this basis that Article 50 becomes superfluous. Well, there we have it. And when we come through here, and this is Letter to Maxima from No Cancer Foundation 2012. So that was a No Cancer Foundation, and that was in 2012. So I won't go into that any further, but it's very, very interesting. It will go into the information box. This is really eyes wide open, guys. We really need to realize how criminal this whole setup is. The main aim was to create a one world government by deception. This is Katannya Alven signing off. Have a wonderful day. God bless to all.